Hello everybody, it's John here, and I'm back out at my hive where it swarmed about August the 23rd. Today is the 17th. Usually I do a 30-day checkup after the swarm to see how things stand, but it is getting later in September here. So I just came back at the 25-day mark here to just open it up and see if the queen made it back by chance from her mating session, and see maybe if we got some baby bees in here. I did reduce the number of bees. The swarm reduced it, I should say, and there was only about a third of the bees in here, the best I could tell. And what I did, I condensed the hive and I closed it to where there's only one hole. So I'm hoping we don't have very many issues with hive beetles or maybe wax moths, and hopefully they're not being robbed. So we'll just kind of go through this real quick and see if we can see some eggs and larvae and see where they stand. Pretty quiet in here. I left 16 bars in here, and you can see the last two there that I just pulled out there. They've not completely filled them out yet, but they are trying to store a little bit of nectar in them, it looks like. As I recall, this might have even been the bar where it looked like the swarm had taken a lot of honey out. They had eaten about half of it here, a third to half. And it looks like they are backfilling everything here. So they're filling this back up with honey. They are probably not going to like it that I'm getting in here this time of year, whenever robbing and other things could be going on. So I'm just quickly going to go through it and try not to leave the hive open too much. This here is the fourth bar in, and it is almost full of honey. It's over half full of honey. Pretty heavy little bar. And it looks like they're putting some pollen in here. I did look at the front for just a few minutes before I opened it up here, and they were bringing pollen in. That's always a good sign that maybe they're making baby bees if they're bringing in pollen. Somebody I watched on YouTube or so said that if you've got at least 10 bees bringing in pollen in a minute, that's a very good sign that the hive's doing good. This one here again, you can see here, there's lots of nectar being put in, and this one has a lot of pollen in this frame. So they have been storing up pollen for winter here, and they will need that to keep the fall bees, winter bees that should be having here. That way they can make it through the winter. It's amazing here. We have quite a bit of different colors in pollen here. From yellow to orange to kind of a white, kind of creamy colored pollen at the moment. I don't understand how bees operate, but this frame has no honey on it, but pollen. Why would they have not put the pollen with some of their honey stores for later on in the year? We've got an empty one here. Again, has pollen on it. And that looks like that might have been where the queen cell was at. There's just the cap of it. So they've ate the queen cell, dismantled it. I have not seen a queen. I could have easily missed her, but she has not started laying yet. So my only hope is I'll try back in another week. By then it'll be a little over 30 days and we'll see if she started laying. Like I told you in the previous video, I do believe she probably would have went out on her mating flight somewhere between the 1st and 2nd week of September. And again, this day's the 17th, so it's a little over 2 weeks. And maybe that's not enough time for her to get back. I was just hoping that she would be able to go to I think it's called a drone congregation area, where she could still have time this late in the year to be mated. So I'll check back in a week or so and we'll see what happens. Hopefully she needs to be in here laying her winter bees. This next month here of half of September into October, she really needs to be getting all of her winter bees laid so that they'll have enough to keep warm and make it through the winter. And again, if this doesn't work out, I can always still take some of the resources here and add them to the other hives here. So we'll see what happens, and I'll check back with you in here in a week or so, film a little bit more, and hopefully she made it back. Folks, for the next little bit here, I'm going to have to do a voiceover. The coon dogs started barking and the neighbor started mowing, so I thought I better just open it up and look through it quickly. And as you can see, the queen did make it back. A virgin queen can be mated in the middle of September. And on this first frame here that I have, she's got a nice, really laying pattern for just beginning. She filled up almost a third or more of the frame on both sides. So she had to have been in there when I opened it up 9 days before. She might have had started laying eggs and I just didn't see them. But when they capped the brood, it usually means it's been about 9 days since the eggs were laid. So she was there and I just missed her. Opening up another bar here, and as you can see on it too, about the same size brood pattern. I'm surprised she isn't filling the whole comb up, but she is a new queen, so she's probably getting used to laying. Usually on a brood comb this size, if it's completely full on both sides, it's about 1,500 bees that will be born. So anyway, she's starting out pretty good. All these bees, I'm assuming, should be the winter bees because it would be well into October before they're all hatched. So again, she made it back. She's doing really good. On the third bar I opened here, you see that it's mostly just eggs and larvae in it. There's nothing capped yet. But as I turned it around onto the other side here, you can visibly see some of the nurse bees taking care of the larvae and feeding them here right in the center. So they're doing pretty good. You can also see here that, as I said earlier in the video, previous one, they are bringing in so much pollen. So she's got plenty of pollen here. They're a little light on honey on the top of this frame. Here again, I'm pointing out the nurse bees taking care of them. So I really didn't see a need to go any deeper into this hive, and I made a mistake that very bad for a beekeeper to make. I forgot my lighter, so I didn't have a smoker prepared. So I thought, well, I might as well shut it up. I've seen all I need to see.
So I closed it up here, and like I say, a queen can be mated in southern Illinois in the middle of September. I was quite surprised. You never know what bees can do.